Greetings everyone! Today, we're going to learn about transcription notation. But before that, allow me to introduce the discussants for today's lesson. From the College of Arts and Sciences in Tiriyut, Tuburan, meet Abegail Rabasto, Charnan Postrano, Alma Simblante, and yours truly, Jynes Tejares. So, let's begin! Transcription notation, which also known as Jeffersonian transcription or Jefferson transcription system, is a conversational analysis code used by academics looking at speech patterns. It can also be useful for anyone trying to annotate a conversation or the style of a participant to a conversation. It takes quite a bit more time than conventional transcription, and as such, it usually comes at a premium cost. Jeffersonian transcription provides a method for annotating speech with details of performance, acts, texts, movement, and interaction between actors, content, and context. This transcription contains symbols, and these symbols are useful in transcribing recorded interviews such as in audio or video, focus group discussions, and other data gathering instruments.
Now, let's get to know Gayle Jefferson. Who is Gayle Jefferson? So, Gayle Jefferson was the one who introduced the functional notation of transcripts in spoken discourse, and was an influential American conversation analyst known for revolutionizing the way spoken interactions are studied. So she developed the Jefferson transcription system, a highly detailed method for transcripting spoken language in 1960s to 1970s. Jefferson studied sociology and was deeply influenced by the work of 𝗑𝗶𝗀𝗃𝗃, a pioneer in conversation analysis. That is why she collaborated or she worked on 𝗑𝗶𝗀𝗃's recordings. So her system is now the standard in conversation analyst, a field that examines the structure and patterns of everyday talk. So that is Gayle Jefferson. And now, to dig deeper or to know more about Jefferson's transcript notation, let's have Charnan Postrano to discuss it.
Let's know more about transcript notations. So transcript notations, these are symbols that are used in discourse and conversation analysis to describe the recorded phenomenon or situation. These symbols describe the contextual information, pauses, overlaps, how words are uttered, intonation, and inaudible utterances. Language researchers get clues about oral discourses through these notations also. So over the past 6 decades, researchers in conversation analysis have repeatedly shown that everyday social activities such as inviting a friend over, interviewing a police suspect, teaching a class, or cross-questioning in a courtroom are achieved in orderly and reproducible ways. Jeffersonian transcription has been refined to both capture and crystallize the interactionally relevant specifics of how such tasks get done. So the Jeffersonian transcript allow more a nuanced and comprehensive understanding of what participants actually say and do. So, Jeffersonian transcripts not only helps conversation analysis examine the social world as it is, but also allowing a wide range of readers to see things that happen. So the aim of Jeffersonian transcriptions has always been to make the transcripts accessible to linguistically unsophisticated readers, with the details added and for an accurate representation of the interactional process. While it is true that readers may find it difficult to allow complex and detailed transcript, adding in the relevant details is imperative because, as CA studies have convincingly demonstrated, they are what participants find consequential.
So now let's move on why we need detailed transcriptions. So when we write down what someone says, it's not enough to just write down the words. We also need to include little things like how they say it. Was their voice happy, sad, or angry? How about the pauses? Did they stop for a moment to think? Or how about the overlapping? Did people talk at the same time? So these small details show emotions, actions, and turn-taking. So, detailed transcriptions helps understand the whole conversation, not just the words. It's like getting the full picture instead of just part of it.
Now, let's get to know the symbols of Jeffersonian transcription. First, we have this symbol. This is used for overlapping. Square brackets adjacent lines of concurrent speech indicate the onset and end of a spate of overlapping talk, meaning two or more people talking at the same time. For example, oh really? I'ma go look. Next up, we have this sign, the equal sign, indicates latching between utterances, implying no pause between turns. For example, I don't think they like each other. They try to kill each other. Then we have the pauses, emphasizing the silence measured in seconds or micropause. The number in brackets or an open and closed parenthesis indicates a time gap in tenths of a second, meaning shorter pause. For example,
the 10-year-old in me just came to life being on set.
And a dot enclosed in brackets or open and closed parentheses indicates a pause in the talk, or less than 2/10 of a second, which also referred to as a micropause.
Now, let's have the intonation and volume. First, we have the period, comma, and question mark. So this punctuation mark, we usually use it for grammar. But here we will be using it for correct intonation. Okay, we have the period. The period indicates falling intonation, usually signaling at the end of a statement or a complete thought. Like for example, I'm going home. As you've noticed, the intonations goes fall. Okay. So next we have the comma. The comma indicates slightly rising intonation. Usually shows that the speaker is not yet done speaking. Like for example, get lost in it, and your father. So as you've noticed, it looks like the speaker is not yet done speaking. So the father is slightly rising in intonation. Next, we have the question mark. The question mark indicates strongly rising intonation. This is common for yes and no questions. Like for example, he knows your father? As you've noticed, it's strongly rising intonation. Okay. Next, we have the underlining. So the underlining indicates emphasis on a particular word or syllables to show stress or importance. Like for example, I really like it. So as you've noticed, really is underlined. So that is why you give emphasis on the word really. Another example. Thank you. Okay. Another question. So that's it. Now we have the capitals. So the capitals indicates louder or shouted words. Like for example, I said stop. So the stop is in capital here. That is why it is shouted or pronounced loudly. Okay. Next, we have the degree sign. So it indicates quieter word or syllables. Indicates word or syllables distinctly quieter than the surrounding speech. So it is oppositeness in the capitals. So if the capitals is louder or shouted words, the degree sign is quieter and softer. For example, I don't know. So it's soft and quieter. Another example. Okay. Next, we have the colons. The colons indicates prolonged sound or stretched word or syllables. One or two colons are common, but 3 or more colons are only in extreme cases. Like for example, so good. So as you've noticed, so good, it is prolonged because it has 2 colons in it. Okay, another example. Come back. So it's prolonged. Okay. So lastly, we have the up and down arrow sign. So it marks a shift in higher or lower pitch of an utterance. So this up arrow means rise in intonation, and this down arrow means drop in intonation. So like for example, this word question. So quest is rise, then chen is drop in intonation. Another example, this one. Hello. Okay, you've noticed hello. Rise in intonation, low drop in intonation. Okay, so now to test if you really absorb the information about the intonation and volume, I have here a dialogue and I want you to read it to test if you really understand. So here. Okay, you can just pause it since it's only pre-recorded. Okay, take note that that dialogue is only focusing on the intonation and volume. There are other symbols that can be added in that particular dialogue, like the overlapping, the pause, and other symbols that not yet discussed. Okay, so that was just to test if you really understand or you really know how to apply the symbols for correct intonation and volume.
So let's move on to speech delivery and cut-offs. So the first symbol is a dash. So in transcript, the marked dash is often a cut-off, meaning the speaker suddenly stops mid-word or mid-sentence, either because number 1, they change what they're going to say, they hesitate, or they interrupted, or even they self-correct. So that is called self-repair. So basically, it shows an interrupted speech, wherein the speech or the speaker didn't continue what they are going to say, maybe because, again, they are going to say something else, or maybe they are just self-correcting. Yeah, so example is, I was just going to say that, it doesn't matter anymore. Here, the speaker cut off the word that, then self-repairs to change what they're going to say. So the dash shows the speaker abruptly stop. The moment of stopping and rephrasing in a self-prepare, the person corrects themselves. So number 2, we have fast-paced. When words are placed inside, and the symbol is like that. So it means the speaker said them quickly with reduced clarity or shortened words. So this often happens in natural speech when the speaker or when we speak excitedly, nervously, or try to squeeze something. So example is, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It wasn't my fault, okay? So everything inside it wasn't my fault is said faster than the rest of the sentence. So it kinda when you deliver a word without spaces, so it's very quick. So in slow pace, when the words are inside this symbol, the symbol like this, it means the speaker said them slowly or with intonation. It's like they are intentionally saying it slowly or slow pace, maybe to give emphasis or express feelings. So the reasons for slow pace is maybe to express emotion, as what I've said earlier. It could be sadness, disbelief, seriousness, or to give emphasis of the meaning, or maybe just to sound dramatic or careful. So example number 1, I feel so tired today. So the part so tired today is said slow word, showing awareness or emotional weight. So number 4, we have stretching a word. So the colon, of course the colon symbol shows prolonged sound or stretching of syllable. More colons, the longer. It shows emotion, hesitation, or emphasis depending on the tone of the speaker. So example, I'm so sorry. The double colon means the R sound is stretched as if the speaker is trying to sound more emotional or dramatic. So overall example, when I say, I always thought people were black, very dark skinned and beautiful. So if you break down the sentences, always is a stretch sound. The double colon means the speaker lengthened the word always. So black, it cut off. The speaker stopped mid-word, maybe about to say a black word but change it to a very dark skinned. So dark skinned, it is said quickly, almost in one breath. And beautiful, it was spoken slowly to maybe emphasize admiration or reflection.
So transcription notation basically covers two things, which is the verbal and non-verbal elements, symbols for voice quality and non-verbal cues. First, we have smiling voice. The pound or dollar symbol indicates a smiling voice. This signifies that the speaker is smiling while talking, resulting in a slightly higher pitch, brighter tone, and a cheerful or friendly impression. It conveys joy, warmth, or an attempt to sound reassuring even if the words themselves aren't explicitly positive. So for example, Anna receives a gift from her friend. The statement there is, "Oh, thank you, this is so beautiful." Anna expresses gratitude with a smiling voice, showing sincerity and appreciation. So the use of pound or dollar symbol emphasizes a speaker's positive emotion, highlighting their happiness or enthusiasm in that situation. So second, we have creaky voice. The hashtag symbol symbolizes a creak voice or vocal fry. This is a low rough sound caused by irregular vocal cord vibrations. It indicates fatigue, seriousness, hesitation, or even a stylistic choice to add emphasis. For example, band doubts a plan's success. The statement there is like this: I'm not sure if this will work. Ben's creaky voice reveals uncertainty or reluctance to commit. So the hashtag symbol adds depth to the statement, reflecting the speaker's doubt, exhaustion, or contemplation. So third, we have tremulous voice. The tilde symbol indicates a tremulous voice, often caused by intense emotions like sadness, fear, or anxiety. It involves a shaky or quivering tone, reflecting vulnerability or distress. For example, the situation is Clara mourns the loss for her pet, and the statement is, why did they leave? Clara's trembling voice conveys grief and helplessness. So the tilde symbols emphasizes emotional fragility, making the speaker's pain or turmoil turmoil for relatable. So let's move on to nonverbal cues or action. So double parentheses describe nonverbal actions or the transcriber notes. This clarify context such as gesture, facial expression, or environmental sounds. So for example, David nervously laughs after a field joke. So the statement is like this. Haha, that was hilarious. So David's awkward laugh reveals his discomfort. So the double parenthesis provides insight into his unspoken cues, enriching the narrative with its physical or emotional context. And now let's tackle about the laughter and crying features. So the laughter ha, he, ha. So laughter sounds like ha, he, ha, overlap with speech, showing amusement or lightheartedness. These interruptions mimic naturally spontaneous reactions. So for example, Emily recounts a funny accident. So the statement is like this. Then he suddenly slipped. I couldn't believe it. This sounds add realism, capturing the speaker's genuine reaction to humor. So lastly, we have crying features. The degree sign marks features of crying such as soft speech, sniffles, pauses, or pitch rises. It reflects emotional distress or vulnerability. For example, in the story, the situation is like this. Fatima grieves after a painful event. So the statement is, I don't know what to do. It hurts so much. So the degree symbol highlights the speaker's emotional state, emphasizing their sorrow or helplessness.
To sum it all up, Jeffersonian transcription is not recommended for a simple transcription, like this. Certain elements of it can assist in a range of settings. For example, if you're looking for an indication of when a participant or a person's voice has got to raise higher or lower, you need the symbols of the Jeffersonian transcription. But the overall usage is only relevant to academics looking to study conversation in some detail. Because as for them, no detail in interaction can be dismissed as irrelevant.